Hi, my name is Fernando Ramirez, and this is my colleague Roberto Coronado.
And this is our community service research project on pollution in the Rio Grande Valley.
My partner and I had some inquiries about pollution, so we decided to forward them towards the UTRGV Coastal Studies staff on how pollution is affecting our ecosystem and how we can help.
Hello.
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 Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's us. I'm Shelby.
Wes.
My name is Roberto Coronado, and this is my colleague.
I'm Fernando Ramirez.
Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. So we work at the lab. Wes is a grad student here. He works in the Resacas, looking at things like plastic pollution, stuff like that, in the fish. So any questions you have, we'll try to answer them best as possible.
So I thought we should just get straight into the questions. Well, number one, how has pollution affected marine life over the last 10 years?
10 years.
A lot of pollution, chemical pollution, plastic pollution, things like that. Yeah, so physical trash for sure. Every time we would go out, we would put gill nets and things like that out.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we'd pull them in, there'd be water bottles, trash bags, things like that. And I'm looking at microplastics, so just very small particles of plastic.
The fish are consuming some of this pollution. And so that's just on the plastic level, the chemicals and other stuff like that. Those are some other studies, but, you can assume that those are also there and affecting the marine life in that system.
Okay, so another question we had is there like a specific animal that is endangered, like down here in the South Padre area?
Yeah, so I would say the sea turtle for sure. There's a couple species, a few species we see actually, but mostly the green sea turtle. We get those in our bay, and then the ones that nest on our beaches are the Kemp's Ridleys. Any other idea of species?
Pelicans.
Oh yeah, that's a good
sure.
one.
Brown pelican.
Yep. And so brown pelicans or other birds in general, seabirds, but a lot of times the brown pelicans get entangled because they go to the fish cleaning station, and the fisherman gets their fillet and they throw the bones and the pelican goes eats it. Well, they're also in the area where they were fishing and there's line and things, or maybe they snag a fish that still had a hook in its mouth or anything like that. So
We have some terrestrial species that are endangered, like things like ocelot, stuff like that. They're endemic to this area of Texas.
So yeah, your endangered species on a federal level is going to be your sea turtles.
Okay, so for the third question, it would be, how has the ecosystem been affected by pollution?
So in a lot of ways, so the health of the ecosystem is in danger. It's threatened by this type of pollution. The water quality is a big thing. And so that affects everything. That's going to affect all the marine life in the water. And it also affects us humans that depend on that water source. So the water is a big thing. The South Padre Island is big for tourism, right? So the aesthetic value, the views that people have is also influenced because, we want to have nice, pretty, clean beaches when sometimes people go to the beach and see a bunch of trash. So that can kind of affect your tourism in this area too. Anything
And
else?
then red tides would also could be part due to runoff, right?
Right. So more of that kind of like chemical makeup of the water pollution kind of thing, new fertilizers, that sort of stuff. There's potential that it could cause or be an effect in algae blooms. And one that we sometimes have here, we've had a few different big blooms in the last 10 years of red tide. So that's a type of algae, and that causes fish kills. So all the fish die out. The water gets really gross. It actually causes people to cough and sneeze and things like that.
So I guess talking about the chemical side, anytime you have chemical pollution or plastic pollution in general, they're going to be picked up by these lower trophic level species. And as these chemicals, as I guess these fish are being eaten by larger fish, the chemicals, it's called biomagnification. So basically, as you have little fish with chemicals inside of them, the big fish eat a lot of those. They're going to be getting a lot of toxins built up in their tissues, and that can have toxic effects on them. And then also, we eat fish, so this can have toxic effects on us too. So it's all connected. We're ultimately being harmed by it. So, yeah.